Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Happy Friday, y'all. How is it going? Check on in. I know today is kind of a little different. We've done this a few times now. I think this may be the fourth donation only live stream that we've done. And yeah, we'll just kind of chit chat for a moment, but for the most part, we already have 2 donations, so we can jump right in. But if you're here, check on in. Yeah, it's been a crazy week, everybody. It's been a crazy week. Yeah, so much going on. My poor nephew actually got hit by a truck yesterday, a 6-year-old. Yeah, on school drop-off, he got hit. His coat caught in the door of his dad's truck, and he got his leg ran over. So he broke his leg. My poor little Hayden. And then Sunday, my in-laws' dog, who used to actually, so that's my husband's parents, but the dog actually used to belong to my sister. She got him, I believe, when she lived in Nevada. But he passed away on Sunday. Yeah, so my sister's family has been having quite the go of it. And also, well, her daughter, who drives, she's 16, got in a car accident. I want to say it was about 2.5 weeks ago. And then she ended up in the ER not long ago, a couple days ago. I think it was Monday. I can't remember. Days are just so much craziness going on. She ended up in the ER with a ruptured cyst, like ovarian cyst. So she was in pain and had all that going on. So that's like 4 different things that my poor sister has been dealing with just in this short amount of time, 3 of which happened this week alone. It's like, oh my gosh. I haven't seen her since, but I need to go give her a big hug or something, because 2 of her kids in the ER, 1 because he got hit by a truck, like scary, so scary. No, I was working my other job yesterday and my sister called me, which normally she doesn't call me during the day, but she calls me and I'm like, right after I finished the call I was on, I texted her. I'm like, hey, sorry, I'm logged on. What'd you need? And she never got back to me. But then my mom was on Messenger and that message popped up that that Hayden had been hit by a truck, which his own dad was driving because he got his like coat. I still don't understand the logistics of it, but I guess it's on video because they have cameras out in the parking lot or the school drop off. But I was just like, how, like, what a freak accident. Like, how does that happen? Oh my gosh. But poor little guy, since he got home, he has not moved from the spot. Like, he just wants to lay there and not move. He has to use this little like urinal thing to go to the bathroom and everything. Poor guy. But yeah, he broke his right tibia. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Like, thank goodness that's all that happened. But I only heard through the message that, he'd been hit by the truck, but I didn't know, like, was he injured? Was he not injured? Were the injuries really serious? Like, I had no idea. And then someone called, so I have to like give a reading and act like everything's good. Like, and I'm like, but good thing it was a regular person that I talked to, so it was not crazy to have to tune into her energy and figure things out. But oh my gosh, what a week. Yeah, they really do happen in a split second. And yeah, that is a lot to deal with. Brianna's here. Hello. And hello, Marlene. So yeah, I mean, we're about 4 minutes in, but we already have 2 donations and we might as well just get started. Just jump on in. I know Katie's usually at work, but let me just check, see if she needs a timestamp today. And we have another donation also from Marlene for a 1 card, which is never 1 card with me. You guys know that. Yes. So yes, timestamp. Okay. So Katie, we're going to timestamp you at 4:30. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay. So we got that going on. So let's read Katie's question. So good day to you. I hope you're doing well. I'm personally doing just fine. It's just my sister's poor family. If you missed what happened, you can scroll back, Katie, and see what happened. I absolute craziness. Anywho, yes, I'm doing pretty well. I would like a message from Stacy, please. Yes, yes, yes. She will be at work during the live stream, so a timestamp will be great. Okay, so let's tune into Stacy's lovely energy and just get that message from Stacy to Katie. Message from Stacy to Katie. All right. Ooh, we have the star. So wish fulfillment. And of course, because this is toward you, like what is this? What is this? Oh, and it's the star and the lower octave of the star. So Katie, if you have not reached out to Stacy to like make something fun happen, do it. Make something fun happen, because it feels to me like she does want to get together. She just may not have reached out, or, you know, life gets busy. Try to reach out. Maybe even just say, hey, what's up? You know, but if you can plan something together, that would be really cool too. Yeah, like going on a little adventure around the area. This is travel, but like short travel. This also could be communication. I always call this my internet card, you know, commenting on social media if you have her on social media. And this also is a card about healing. So there may be a healing communication that can happen between the two of you. She may vent some of her problems or issues, you know, not in like a way where she's just dumping it all on you, but, you know, just she can trust you. She feels vulnerable. And we also have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, opportunity to get together in person would be really a fun thing. Let's go. What one's call my name? Let's go to the Harmony Heart Tarot or Oracle. All right. Any other messages from Stacy to Katie? And we have change. Major changes are approaching in your life, whether in work, relationships, or personal development. Embrace the new direction. And of course, Katie, if you are feeling like there's some big shifts, big changes coming for you, you can take this message for yourself too. Because, you know, a lot of our relationships and connections can be mirrors for ourselves. But I do see there are some pretty major changes coming into Stacy's life, whether she knows it on like a conscious level yet or not. Subconsciously, she can feel the stirrings of a potential separation. I mean, the thoughts are there with her, between her and her spouse. The thoughts are definitely there. I don't see that she's made any concrete decisions or anything. But just knowing she has a support in someone like you could make that decision easier, or feel like she has a soft place to land. You know, not that she would try to move in with you or anything like that, but just to know that she has someone to talk to about how she's feeling or something like that could be really beneficial. At the very least, there are some changes that are going on in her life, for good, for bad, a few things in between. I see at least 3 pretty big changes coming up for her that, you know, just having a friend and someone to talk to about could really benefit. All right. Any other messages from Stacy to Katie? And we have here transparency. So it says here, a lack of transparency is leading to distrust and miscommunication. More honesty and openness are needed to restore balance. And I don't see that this is like distrust as far as like, oh, I can't trust her because she never shares anything with me. What I'm really getting with this is just about opening up, about letting each other know you are a safe place to land. Again, with that healing, you know, potential for a healing connection to take place, to where neither of you feel like you have to wear a mask when you show up, you know, wherever it is you're meeting or whatever. You don't feel like I have to hide all my sadness because I don't want to like dump that baggage on her, that kind of thing. But just to have some balance in the connection, meaning if you don't get together that often, maybe just getting together a little more often to bring some balance to that. Anything else? Anything else at all? Let's shuffle these real good a few times here. Okay. Any other messages from Stacy to Katie? All right. And we have collaboration, but it's in, again, there's the scales. They're out of balance. Look at that. And it says disagreements or misunderstandings are hindering in collaboration, leading to frustration and delays. Again, this is not misunderstanding or miscommunication in the way that something someone said has gone off the rails. This just is like a lack of. That's how I'm in, especially with this combination here. Just bringing more balance into the friendship, making it more of a consistent thing in both of your lives. Even, I get it. People are busy, things are going on, but even if you're just texting and checking in, just saying hi, sending her a funny meme or something that, she's into a specific thing, a meme or a picture or something funny that has to do with that thing. These are all ways you can form a bond. So what Stacy's asking for, with these kind of interesting messages here, it just feels like she wants to form a deeper bond. Yeah. And have someone in her corner that's a good support for her. Like that would be her ultimate goal in her connection with you, is just to form this connection where she feels she can share things with you. Yeah. And that you can share with her too. It's not just that one-way street. Like, let me dump all my issues on you, but like anytime you have a problem, bye. No, not at all. So it's very give and take, very balanced. Looking for more balance. Yes. All right, Katie. So I hope that resonated for you. And we're going to get into Marlene's question. And just FYI, I do believe Marlene is the last donation we have. So we're going to get into it. Marlene, go ahead and post your question. And Amber is doing errands. Hope everyone is doing good. Yes, you as well. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I always figure these donation-only live streams are pretty short and sweet, or just, if we have 10 donations, we'll take care of all 10. But yeah, the other live streams were kind of just chit-chatting kind of between things and all of that. So, all right, Marlene wants to know anything she needs to hear right now. And we're going to use the Wake Me Up Tarot because that's the first one I grabbed, so that's what we're going to do. So tuning into Marlene's lovely energy just to see anything she needs to hear right now. All right. Ooh, well, there's some good balance. Maybe balance is the theme of the day here, especially with connections. Good balance, give and take, reciprocity, that's the right word, especially with family time and one of your kids specifically, because there's one kid singled out in this picture, and then there's one kid just here. I mean, you could consider this two of your kids having separate instances. One may be celebrating some sort of award or what's the word I'm looking for? Like skill or level up. There's something like accomplishment. That's the word I'm looking for. So one of your kids might be coming forward with like, hey, like with my son, he's the first chair in percussion and he didn't even think to tell us. He's like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, that's a big deal. There's a lot of percussionists in his school. Like, he didn't even think to, like, he's just so chill and humble about things. Like, it didn't even occur to him, like, let me go brag myself up to my parents. But you might be discovering something like, oh my gosh, that's amazing about one of your kids. And also this could be about something financial that is going to bring long-term wealth to your family, longevity, long-term investments, long-term wealth. Just this sense of connection and commitment to each other as a family is like a form of currency or wealth as well. Yeah, probably something at school. All my girls tend to do well and sometimes don't say anything either. Aw, isn't that just the cutest? It's like so humble. Yeah. Let's see, anything else Marlene needs to know? Yeah, about balance and maybe even balancing all of this family time. Yes, family time is so important, but so is just one-on-one time with your spouse or your lover, your partner. Just finding time, even if you don't have time to like go on a date or something, just doing something really nice, preparing his favorite tea or washing his favorite coat and just making sure it's all like delinted. And, if you have animals or anything, like there's no animal hair on it. Like sometimes you just go a little bit above and beyond with things. If you're packing a lunch or something, whatever it is, anything. And especially we do have, like a week from today, I think it is. Yeah. Because 7 + 7 is 14, February 14th. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, this could be a fun little thing you're doing, with your spouse, but also there might be some fun festivities or something coming up with the kids. I know, like my kids, well, especially Wrigley, Boston's kind of beyond that with middle school, almost high school now, but, Valentine's and having like a class Valentine's party and just, fun. But let's just see anything else Marlene needs to know right now. Anything else at all? And we have 3 of Cups. Well, there's some sort of party, celebration, happiness, fun. You do a nice Valentine's dinner and decorate a little. See, maybe that's what this is. But It's something that's so fun, and something it feels to me like a tradition that your girls will carry on to their families eventually, because it's really good memories. It's building a lot of good memories and bonding and connection. So I don't see any like big problems coming up or anything like that. Just spending a lot of good time together with the people you love. And yeah, celebration, I put everything away, and then temperance is back on the back of the deck. I'm also seeing this as a self-love, self-care message. So balancing, time with your spouse, time with the girls, even girls one on one. Sometimes just having a one-on-one lunch date with mom or dad, like it just makes each one feel a little special. But also your connection, your relationship with yourself, Marlene, and making sure that you're doing the things that feel like a big priority for your self-care, or just having time in your own energy without a bunch of people needing something from you. As mom, that can be like our life mission is just what does everyone need? What does the dog need? What does the kid need? What does the husband need? Well, at times, what do you need? What does mom need? Not even mom, but what does Marlene, the spirit incarnated as Marlene, need? Not with the label of wife or mom or daughter or sister or friend, but what does Marlene need? So just finding those little things and doing those little, the things we were talking about earlier about, the stuff for your husband, like the little treats and stuff that just giving that little extra mile for him, but also doing that for yourself. So if you have, something that, like one thing with me, like I try to keep my closet, my like clothing closet, like really decluttered and everything. And I noticed that I've just kind of accumulated a few more pieces than I actually have hangers for. So I'm kind of just setting the clean clothes that need to hang up, just kind of over like this pile of pants that I have stacked. And I don't like it because it doesn't look clean and good. I mean, if you look around this room, it's very cluttered, but like a lot of the other areas in my house, I especially like my personal like bath setup, my personal clothing closet and underwear drawer and these types of things, I like to have them very not overly crowded, not cluttered, but just very everything has a place and I can see what I have, that kind of thing. So there may be something you're doing for yourself that you're balancing out excess or clutter, or just going that little extra mile to romanticize your own life in some way. Yeah, I find that I always have needed a lot of alone time even as a child to feel balanced and centered. Oh, me too. Like I could spend hours in my own energy without friends, without brother or sister around, without my mom, just riding my bike up and down the road, or I was so lucky. I want to say it's probably about a 10-acre big plot of land that had like not a lot of pine trees, a few pine trees, some cedar trees, some more deciduous type trees, but there was this like trail system through it. And it was a privately owned plot of land, but the person who owned it, and I don't even know who owned it, but it wasn't until I think my junior year of high school they blocked it off. They may have sold it, and then the people that bought it blocked it off. But that was like the staple of my childhood. And I'm like, talked to the fairies, like literally, like I talked to the fairies. There was this little brook that kind of went through on one side of it. And I would look for tadpoles and snails and all the moss growing. And I could just spend my summers were spent out there mostly by myself. But, I'd find time to have fun with friends and stuff. But like, I was just in my own imagination and just in my own thoughts and just connecting, very present in the moment. And I miss that. I miss that so much. Sometimes I do get glimpses of that when we go on a walk or something, but just not to the degree or the level. And usually I've got a kid or a husband or a dog with me. So it's not like I'm even alone, but it's so needed, even if you're not leaving your house, but especially nature. There's just something extra. It hits different when you're out in nature. Your own connection to your spirit, to, the fairies and the gnomes and, whatever. Let your imagination run wild, especially when you're a kid, Yeah, it really is a must. All right, let me just double check that donation list, but I think we are pretty well caught up here. Oh, there's a last chance for $10 off that ends tonight at Hay House, at least according to this email I just got. Yeah. Oh, and there's also a sale at Fabric Guru. New arrivals, Magnolia Home, Covington, and more. Gotta love the junk emails. Well, they're not junk. I mean, I have signed up and ordered things before, so that's why. But sounds like an amazing childhood. Mine was similar. I had a conversation like that with my sister and how wonderful and freeing it was. Yeah, it really was. And I almost even feel like we live only on about a quarter acre. The house that I grew up in was on a half acre, so about half the size of my land here. But, it felt to me like the whole neighborhood was our land because we could just kind of roam and come and go. My kids did not have that luxury unless I was with them because A, we're in a bigger town, bigger city than I lived in growing up. B, it's just a different world now than it was back then where you could just kind of let your kids roam the neighborhood and call them in at dinner time. Can't really do that around here. And B, 3, C, whatever number I'm on, the lady that lives right in the cul-de-sac, um, I think she hits her driveway going 40 miles an hour. Like, I'm not kidding. She goes so fast, so fast. So when my kids were super little, we now have like a concreted in the ground, full-size basketball hoop out there. And before they just had this little one that was kind of mobile and portable. Um, but even at 13 and 10, I'm like, you watch for her because she's hitting her driveway going super fast. And even still, I'm like pacing around looking out the windows when they're playing basketball by themselves out there. Like I am a bit of a hovercraft parent. Helicopter mom, whatever they call them. But I try to also give them, especially when I know they're safe, like in the house, I try, especially Boston, like he always has to have someone around to do something with him. It's very difficult for him to just be on his own doing his own thing. So I try to, especially Wrigley. Wrigley needs a lot of alone time, just playing in his own imagination with his Legos and stuff. He's a lot more like me in that regard. But when Wrigley's busy, I'm like, Boston, now's the best time for you to just like think in your mind, like what sounds like fun right now? What do you want to do? Yeah, and it's like he struggles because even when he was really little, like I was his playmate. I was his best friend, like hanging out in, we called it the gated community. It was this, there were 8 different panels and they were like big panels and we just created this like cordoned off energy little room within our living room so he couldn't get into the Christmas tree or the dog water or, find his way over around the hallway and go up the steps like when he was really, right after walking and all of that. And I just hang out in that little gated community with him and we'd play toys and we had all these little like instrument things that made noise. And, we'd just have so much time like that I didn't give him outside of when he would first wake up from a nap or something. I usually gave him about a half hour just to be making his noises and, doing his thing, watching his hands and just giving him some time on his own. And I was just like on it. Like as far as him being the first kid I had, he didn't even cry for the first 6 months outside of, taking him to the doctor and all the things that go down there. But that's it. Like he would just kind of like kind of whimper a bit when he'd wake up in the night and I'd just, breastfeeding. He woke up a lot in the night the first year, but it was about, I think he was about 12 months and 2 weeks old. So like 2 weeks shy or 2 weeks over his birthday, that he finally slept through the night. But yeah, I mean, I just was so attuned to him and his needs that he never had to just go it alone, which I'm kind of now wondering, like, did I upset that like part of him that could have his own thing going on? I hope not. I hope not. As moms, we think we're doing the best thing. And then when we think we do the best thing, then we like think maybe we overcorrected so much that we ruined our kid in some way. You know how that is. It's like, did I spend too much time with my kid? Like, I don't think that's a thing. I mean, it could be. Maybe if I was still doing all that to the extreme I did then as a 13, almost 14-year-old, I would say then maybe I need to back off a little. But I've definitely backed off and let him figure things out. And even when they have disagreements, I'm not the first one to step in. I let them try to figure it out on their own before I have to get involved. Because if that was the case, I'd just be involved 24/7 because they're always in disagreements about something. But then there are those times that they are best friends. So it's a very interesting dynamic. Oh, you lived in an apartment setting most of your life. It's only once we got our own home in 2023 that I'm now living in an independent home. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so nice to just have your own space. I did the apartment living thing for like 2 years in my early 20s. And then I, in my later 20s, lived with my in-laws for almost, well, 4.5 years, I think. So we kind of had our own side of the house that we hung out on, but I guess it was independent enough, but I still wanted my own house, my own yard, my own place for my dogs, and eventually my kids, like all the things. But yeah, yours doesn't leave you alone except when she wants to be on a video game, right? Yeah, that's kind of how Boston is. And you take a screen away, he's your best friend, he's your shadow. It's like, unless he has something to focus on, like this summer when we did a screen-free summer for the kids. Again, that was the best move I ever made, I think, and I'm going to do it again this summer. They don't know it yet, but it's happening. But not only for them, for me also. Like, not to say screen-free because I'm still working. Obviously, I still have to work on a screen of some sort. But as far as just like mind-numbing entertainment, no. It's a no from me, dog. I mean, it's a yes from me. Like, I love it, but like, I'm too dependent on watching YouTube videos to, almost like numb out and not have to think about things or to entertain myself when I probably should be focused on other things. So I'm like calling myself out way before summer even starts. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time summer rolls out, it's ain't gonna be no thing for me to do as screen free as a summer as I can handle. But like anytime I'm bored or something, I still find myself reaching for my phone. And yes, maybe I'm not sitting here scrolling Instagram or Facebook, but I am watching or listening to something on YouTube. And I do that too often. I need to just allow myself time, and or even music, like listening to music. That's something I've done forever. I just need to allow the silence to just be there and then to just follow my intuition, because I'm always like, oh, I don't have time to do a shamanic journey between now and when I have to pick up the kids. So I'll just, I'll figure it out later. It's like, no, I have time. I would just rather right now scroll through my YouTube to watch feed, and no, I shouldn't be doing that right now. So I'm pulling it back. Because the dopamine burnout is real, and I'm feeling it. And I'm ready for like a clean slate, like shaking the Etch-a-Sketch, so to speak. So to speak, not show to speak. I don't even know what I said, but all right, you guys, I think that's all the donations we have for today. Let me just refresh one more time, make sure I'm not leaving anyone hanging. No, we are caught up. So hopefully you all have a wonderful, blessed, and safe weekend. I'm going to try to figure out like what's going on with my sister's family's energy and try to send them some massive protection. Hopefully they're good. Yeah, I think I sent you one of his ancestral healing ones a while back. Yeah, because I've known about him for a minute. He's awesome. His meditations are like not just a meditation, it's almost like an activation built into the meditation. They're really powerful. Oh, you did too today. Yeah, I love doing those right before bed. And a lot of the times I do fall asleep before it's over, to be honest, but I still feel like the full benefit of it. His voice is just so soothing and calming, and I love his accent. It's just so cool. Yeah, hi Linda. Yeah, we were just closing out and just saying, happy weekend, stay safe, everyone. If you want to know why I'm saying stay safe, scroll all the way to the beginning of the live stream, because it's been getting crazy up, and not so much in my house, but in my extended family's house. People getting hit by cars, all sorts of craziness going on. Yeah. Oh, the one with connecting to the tree of life made me cry. Oh, another one of his that made me cry. It was something with the ancestors. I can't remember what he calls it. I think it's one I sent you though, Amber, because I have it like pinned at the top of my playlist for my meditations, where the little inner children of all of your ancestors gather around you holding hands. Like, I sob every time I do that one. It's just so powerful. Oh, you were just saved by a speeding car while going into the grocery store. Oh my gosh. Hi and bye. Have a good weekend. Right, Brandulin? Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm just hoping whatever energy's going on at my sister's house and her family, like, settles down, because one car accident, her son getting hit by a truck, their dog passing away, It's like, wow, what else can happen, you know? Well, their dog, but she gave that dog to my husband's family, so it's like her sister's in-laws had the dog when he passed away, but yeah. She still loved the dog, but yeah. Oh, Kevin. Kenneth Saurus. I'll just show you the two that I pinned at the top of my meditation playlist. Because they're very powerful, very potent. They always bring up emotions. And for me, if they bring up emotions, I'm feeling something. I'm releasing something. So let's see here. I'm a meditation playlist. Okay. Okay, so it's the oops, I didn't mean to click on it.
Take an Adderall. What
goes out? Okay. So the two right here. Yeah, these two. Guided meditation, activation, ancestral healing, and then the other one is soul energy alignment. Yeah, they're very powerful. I would say just click on, or type in Kevin Saurus, spelled just as you see here. Kenneth Saurus. Did I say Kevin again? Kenneth Saurus. But it's Kenneth. His name is Kenneth. Like the H is silent. And I don't know where he's from, but he's got a cool accent. But I would say just look through his uploads. And if anything calls your name, yeah, these were like uploaded 5 years ago, 3 years ago. He's not as active right now, so you can scroll back and get to these pretty easily. But just scroll through and look through anything that flips your fancy that you're looking to do a meditation with. Amazing, 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 amazing. Yes, thanks for bringing that up, Amber, because so powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Amber posted a link. Cool. Thank you. Oh, he did post one today. Okay, then I'm behind the times. I have not checked. Again, I'm trying to be very selective with my YouTube consumption. It's so difficult. I'm just like, and I keep breaking all my nails. Not that they're very strong. I have very strong nails. Very, very strong. But I get that from my grandma. I think she always had like the thickest, hardiest, longest nails of anyone. But all my nails have been like, just like in the corners have been like cracking off. Again, not because they're not strong, but because I'm so clumsy right now. I keep dropping things. I'll go to reach for something and I'm like the Hulk, like going after something like what? And I like hit my hand on the plastic lining of my refrigerator, and it just like chipped like a cracked part of it off. And I'm like, what am I like? I feel like a clumsy person in my own body, knocking cards off left and right and all sorts of stuff. Like, me too. All my nails broke last week and mine are very strong too. I've also been dropping everything. Again, I think this is a collective thing. I really do. There's so much going on with these frequencies coming in, and my joints are like creaking, cracking, squeaking. They feel a bit inflamed, and that's not really normal for me. I don't have arthritis or like joint pain normally. So for me, I'm like, what's going on? But with the joint pain, I've just been doing a quarter teaspoon of ground up ginger. You could probably do fresh ginger, just works as well. But I have like the ground up ginger for like baking reasons in my spice cupboard. So I just use a quarter teaspoon of that and dissolve it in just, enough, couple gulps of water. And that does help with inflammation. Although, make sure ginger doesn't react with you or medications you're on. I don't know if it's one of those things, because I know like certain herbs or spices or whatever can react with pharmaceuticals, but I don't know that Brianna's on any pharmaceuticals anyway. But ginger juice. There you go. You already know what's up. Yeah, there you go. Turmeric and black pepper. Carrot. Yeah, combine all that. Amazing. Oh, your knees and feet are paining specifically in the night. Oh no, I'm not. Thank God. Me either. And that's like, I told my mom, I told everybody who would listen, like, I don't care how much pain I'm in. I'm going to find a natural remedy. I'm not going to be, not to judge anybody who is older and on pain, or even younger and on pain medications, or, things for high blood pressure and diabetes. Like, I'm not judging anybody. I just know that's not my path. And even in human design, when I had my chart read by Victoria Grace on when we had her as our guest on Patreon that time, she told me that pharmaceutical drugs will not work with my system the way my human design is laid out. And I'm like, I already know that, because I back in the day, before I knew better, once you know better, you do better. But before I knew better, I was using like ibuprofen and stuff for my headaches, because you guys know me. At least since my mid-20s, I've had pretty bad headaches to migraines very often. And I used to try to use, ibuprofen, but it wouldn't even, it would barely take the edge off, if anything. I just never would notice it working. When I had that breast biopsy, anytime I had any dental work done in the past, I could feel everything. They wouldn't numb me enough. And I guess your pain receptor gene is the same thing that gives you as they call it, a mutation to have red hair. So we feel, redheads need more anesthesia. We feel pain more intensely, but also have a higher pain threshold. I guess that's what I hear. It's out there. The MC17 gene or MC1R gene, something like, I always forget the name of it. MC1. If you type red hair MC1, it should pop up. But yeah, we always need more anesthetic, like by double to triple. So I just had to like grin and bear it. I mean, it was very painful. They did a punch biopsy where they take like just this, probably about this big of a punch. They just, it's got like scalpel all the way around, and they just punch into your skin. And then within that little hole is your skin, and they put that in the sample thing for the biopsy. I felt every second of it. Like you put that whatever general aesthetic, or not general, localized anesthetic. I think that's the word. It hurt so bad. She didn't believe me. That she's like, well, I numbed you out. Like, you should not feel. I'm like, I feel everything. I'm not being a baby. I can roll with the punches when I'm in pain. I really can, but I also feel it very intensely. So yeah, it's like I broke my wrist as a little kid, and like was just like, okay, whatever. Like, so this hurt worse than that for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, any dental, like I was absolutely terrified of the dentist for years, because when I was 16, I had to have a root canal, and we were on Medicaid. I think that's the one for like low income. I think Medicare is for the elderly, whatever one's for the low income. That I was on that. So the guy, I heard the dentist talking to the hygienist or the assistant or whoever she was, about files to use to get the roots out. And that was the one and only root canal I've had. I thankfully have had no other issues with my teeth other than that. Just did have to take my wisdom teeth out because they were causing me issues. But so they did the root canal on that. But he's like, oh, she's just a Medicaid patient, so we'll just reuse these old files. So he did. And then guess what happened? The file broke off way down in my jaw, way down in there, and he couldn't get out. So what do you think he did? He just left it. And I was 16 years old. When I was 32, I got my wisdom teeth out, and they saw that in my x-ray, and they were just like, what is this? And I explained the whole thing, and the guy's mouth was just the not orthopedic surgeon, the oral surgeon, that's his name. Well, that's not his name, but it's his title, was just like this whole time. Like, and this guy's still practicing, like, yeah, still to this day, Libby, Montana. I'm like, yeah, that happened. So he went in and removed that, because he's like, that's not good. We can't leave that in there. So he went in and removed it. So I'll tell you, nightmares. But the weird thing is, having my wisdom teeth pulled and then that removed, I was fine. But everything else, like as a young kid, like, nope. Wouldn't go, didn't care. I'll brush my teeth and just take my chances. Like, thankfully, I think I inherited my dad's dental whatever. He's got very good genes for teeth. I don't know. Thankfully, thankfully that was my only issue. But oh my gosh, so scary. I was just terrified. Yeah, I don't know how we got to talk about this. Oh yeah, our kind of like, I don't know what we're calling them, ascension symptoms, whatever's going on. So, if you're feeling a little pain here or there, or you're clumsy, it's okay and valid to get frustrated, but just know it's not like, okay, I guess I'm a clumsy person now. I'm normally decently graceful, so like being all clumsy, it just feels weird. But what I keep thinking of it as is like I went to reach for like my cup, and normally, water bottle, and I just had a cup with we have like this make at home just sparkling water, carbonated water or whatever. And I had a cup of that, and I went for it, and I just totally just it went sailing off the table. I was just like the Hulk trying to reach for something, and I'm like, do I not know my own strength? I don't think I'm that strong. What's going on here? So yeah, I don't know. But so if you're feeling off in your body or in your anxiety, in your emotions, anxiety has been off the chain. I will put that out there as well. Um, I don't think for me personally, it was just because I could sense some craziness going down in my family, with these accidents and stuff. But yeah, it's just a generalized anxiety that this whole human collective is feeling right now with all these shifts and changes, and um, just the craziness going on in the world out there. And then, yeah, in the void. And then on the other end of that is you could just feel completely numb and just blah and bored. That's also very valid right now. And hey, if you're that lucky person that's feeling all gung ho on your goals, life is good. Hey, take that trajectory and just keep on going. But yeah, I mean, because to me, I feel like personally, I'm pretty much there as far as like, okay, like I'm taking my power back from my like phone slash YouTube addiction, right? Not so much the phone. Like if it weren't for YouTube, I wouldn't even probably pick up my phone. It's just the medium through which I view YouTube for the most part is the phone. So if if YouTube was not a thing, I'd probably barely reach for my phone. That's how, you know. So it's a YouTube thing, which there's an amazing amount of cool things and interesting things and knowledgeable things to learn on YouTube, but I don't need all the times that I'm not busy doing something else to revolve around, and it's not like I'm just sitting there zoning out like this, but usually I'm listening to something as I do something else. But I just want to not be so dependent on that and allow myself time to just be in my own thoughts, or to observe my own thoughts, to just be very present in the moment of folding laundry without having to listen to a podcast or music or whatever it is. So I'm trying to take my power back. I'm thinking this weekend is going to be kind of my trial run. I'm just going to see how far into the day I can make it without reaching for the phone for something to listen to on YouTube. Yeah, it's not even watching YouTube. Like it's the listening, just hearing and learning things. And it's usually things like, a lot of learning things. I've been really into like stepping into your feminine energy things to listen to lately. That I'm just going to have to sit in my own energy and think for myself, for a while. Yeah, right. So true. I have to do that. Yeah. And, even if you just do a day would be enough to reset. What's his name? Watching this video can help. I know we're like trying to step away from it. Me for sure. But this was a really great presentation of what I'm trying to talk about just feeling like reaching for that phone or whatever. Let me find the video. It's not a long video, so that's good. Okay. So it's this one here. Stop Scrolling. Attention Crisis and Why You Can't Focus by the creator All Time. It's a good one. It's about a half hour. So, yeah. Oh, and the one right below it's pretty good too. I did watch that one. Chase Hughes. He's like a body language expert that used to work for the CIA. So he's like knowledgeable on stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like how to hack your brain, and how he talks a lot about how the media like hacks your brain or like bypasses your own like motivation. So really, these two videos kind of do go hand, maybe not that specific video by Chase Hughes, but Chase Hughes's channel goes pretty hand in hand with the one right above it. But yeah, yeah, I can share these on messages for you, Amber, for sure. But yeah, I'm trying this weekend. I am cutting my hair finally. Like, I'm not just saying, oh, I'm gonna cut my hair. Like, I'm following through because it needs done 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm ready to just get rid of some of this length and just have it more concise again and have more defined curls, because the longer it gets, the more stretched out and they just almost look stringy, and I don't like this. This is just with leave-in conditioner, so I didn't do my full routine or anything. This is just kind of shaggy looking, kind of frizzy, but I'm just gonna braid it for tonight's basketball games and move on with my life probably. But I'm definitely cutting it tomorrow. I'm doing some plant maintenance on my plant babies tomorrow. I have a couple other things. I definitely want to do a shamanic journey, and I have a couple of modules in a course that I purchased from Amanda Flaker that I want to get into and do this weekend as well. So I'm gonna, yes, that's considered video, but it's very intentional and it's in course format. It's not like me going to YouTube and watching Amanda Flaker's YouTube channel, which, by the way, another one I would recommend. Apparently today's donation only live stream has turned into a YouTube channel / video recommendation, but that's okay, because I'm all about sharing the love. When I love something, I like to shout it out. So yeah. All right, I'm going to send Amber these two videos here. So share. And I'm going to go, you guys. I'm going to go make some lunch, throw the ring in the... I'll show you guys my little winter wonderland before we go, because it's probably the most snow we've had in at least 5 years that stayed. Because we would get a big dump of snow and then it'd be like 45 degrees the next day and it would all just melt. Like, and then you just have all this water running down the road like a creek. Like, pretty much the past 4 years, that's been what happens. It snows and then it warms up the next day and all of it melts. But we're pretty consistent here in the lower temperatures that at least until 10 days from now on Sunday. You can see it's 41 degrees then, but like, you know, below freezing, especially Monday. That looks a little cold. Night -3, and Tuesday -10 degrees. 0 degrees on Thursday is the low. I think the lowest we've gotten that I've seen on my car weather thingy was 2 degrees, which was last week. So we got down to 2 degrees, not quite 0, but pretty close. All right, I'll show you guys my winter wonderland, and my neighbors still have their snowman, blow up snowman out there. You can see we got dumped on. Yeah, that's the cul-de-sac out there, if you can't tell. Very snowy. The plow actually made it down here probably the day before we got really dumped on with that snow, so we still have all the snow to deal with. Amanda Flaker. So it's the word flake and then an R on the end. She's really awesome. She talks about a lot about empaths and entrepreneurs, and she's very spiritual, very spiritually based conversation. Yeah, I love her content. And it was so crazy because I'm just living my best life, just answering comments on the Done Creative probably about 2 years ago now. And on one of the pick a cards, I don't even remember which one because it's been so long, Amanda Flaker herself was like, pile 2, thank you so much. This really resonates. And I'm just like, I love you. I was fangirling big time that not only did I know who she was, obviously, but she knew who I was, at least in some capacity. I was just like squealing. It was so cool. That's probably my coolest moment. I don't know. One of my coolest YouTube moments. When someone you like admire and respect finds you like in the wild, because it wasn't like I was always commenting on her stuff or I never would. I'm pretty low comment person, which I probably should comment more, right? But yeah, I just kind of hang out. I always like it. I always like the video, but unless I have anything real relevant to share to the conversation, I usually don't comment on YouTube. But yeah, it's interesting because you just never know who's going to end up watching your pick a card. You never know. Yeah, she's awesome though. Check her out. All right, you guys. Well, I'm just chit-chatting away. I'm gonna go get some lunch, play with my pups, go get my kids, and we have Boston's gonna be dropped off at the university tonight for his future high school is having a showdown with a crosstown team. We have 3 main high schools here in town, and then 1 private school. But the 3 main high schools are always kind of super rivals as far as like all the sports. So he's gonna go to that basketball game, and then Wrigley has a basketball game at 5 and then another one at 8:15 tonight. So there's quite the gap between those, but at least they don't overlap like they did last week. He missed the last half of one basketball game to make the last half of the other basketball game. And good thing they were only about, I don't know, less than a mile apart. So he did get to experience both games. But tonight he'll be fully there for both games, thankfully. But yeah. They haven't won. Oh, they did win their first game on the one basketball team, and then on the other basketball team. They're through different programs, is why. Then the other basketball team, they haven't won yet. So, but this will be their 3rd game, I think. And this will be their 4th game for the other. Yeah. And I think they only have 2 more games after tonight for the one basketball league team squad, whatever it's called. I don't know. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I'm just rambling. So I'm just going to go. But thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really am wishing you the best, most blessed, and happy weekend ever. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. And I will see you on Wednesday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we will continue on business as usual with our free collective reading to start that live stream. And then, of course, any donations after that. And of course, probably a lot of chit chat because you guys know me too well. All right, you guys, much love, peace, happy weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.